my God, I can't believe he actually said that. Yo guys, what's going on? It's Neil here from Post to Post, coming at you with another hockey video. Today we're talking about Jack Eichel, we're talking about the Buffalo Sabres, and what the heck is going on, okay? Just what a crazy, unexpected day in the hockey world. We got a nuclear bombshell that just went off in the hockey world because of what Jack Eichel said. I'm going to start this off by just reading it, and then we can jump right into it, do some analysis, give you some speculations from others, give you what I think is potentially going to happen, and we'll go from there. So, okay, here we go. So, here was the exact quote from Jack Eichel today, and this was done during his end of the season press conference, basically. So he says, "I've been a bit upset about the ways things have been handled since I've been hurt. There's been a bit of a disconnect between myself and the organization. The most important thing now is to get healthy and be ready to play hockey next year, wherever that may be, or that might be." That is, you think about all the things that players say and GMs say and management and the NHL, all the things that are released in press conferences, and it's a bit overwhelming at times, but for such a small paragraph, for as many few words as what was in these three sentences, that says so much. Like, there is such a weight behind that statement. It is unbelievable. It's such a polarizing statement. It's such a slap in the face to the Buffalo organization. And he's the captain. He is the biggest representative of the team, and he just publicly said that he might not be a Buffalo Sabres player next year. He didn't say that, verbatim, but that's basically what he said in his cryptic statement. I might not be in Buffalo next year, wherever that might be that I play hockey. That is an extremely bold thing to say, and I don't blame him. I don't necessarily blame him at all. So there's been, I guess, he went on to say other things, but I'm just gonna, you can find it online. That was really the thing I wanted to kind of showcase there. But some of the other things he said was there was, I guess, a disagreement in the sense of the medical treatment that he should have gotten. So I believe that he should have had surgery potentially, and the team maybe disagreed. So there's still conversations going on about that, I think, but there is definitely a disconnect between Jack Eichel and the team, and it's not really a surprise. I mean, I think there's been Jack Eichel rumors for 3 years, maybe. It's been nuts, and Buffalo has had obviously probably the worst year in their entire franchise history in the NHL. Not just as far as production, but drama and just things not working out, and coaches, and it's been bad, guys. It's been bad. So this is kind of the icing on the cake. It doesn't really get worse than this if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan. The only little glimmer of hope that you had as a Sabres fan was Jack Eichel, and you may have already watched him play his last game as a Buffalo Sabre. And he's locked in, guys. He's signed a contract with Buffalo. He's getting paid coin, and he may request a trade. That is crazy to think about. Absolutely crazy to think about. I'll save my opinion for the end. Let's just go on to some of the theories that some people have about where he could potentially go. We'll talk about that for right now. So, the first team that I see people talking about is the Rangers. I don't see that happening at all. The Rangers, it's an odd fit for me. They don't necessarily need him, so I'm going to say no. The next one is Boston Bruins, and this is a theory because, and it's a theory that makes sense because he is a New England boy, and the closest team in New England that's actually in New England is Boston. So logically, he may want to play for his hometown team, but I don't know if Boston has the assets to give up. Like, Boston could get rid of most of the house and all the furniture and bring in a nice TV, but they're not going to have anything to sit on to enjoy the nice TV. So I don't think they have the assets there to bring him in and it be worthwhile, I guess, if that makes sense. I think they would sacrifice the team a little bit too much. So I don't think it's going to be Boston. Okay, and this is we're all talking hypothetical if he gets traded somewhere. I don't think it's going to be Boston. Next team that I saw was Ottawa. And I kind of like this one because you think about the Ottawa team and the players on the team, and would Jack Eichel's play fit in well, and would he potentially have chemistry on the team? And I think he definitely would. It's a team that is on the rise. I mean, Ottawa's going to be a really good team in a couple of years, and Jack Eichel would fit in very well. But the Pegulias, I can't even say their name. I can't even say their name. What? Why can't I say their name? The owners of the Buffalo Sabres are toxic, very toxic, and I don't think that Eichel is going to jump ship to another team. Who is the the most toxic owner outside of the owners in Buffalo? Eugene Melnyk. There's an old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't think he's going to take the risk and potentially go into another hornet's nest in Ottawa with an owner that is not well received in the hockey community. So I don't see Ottawa as a choice for Eichel just based on that. So let's jump over to the West now. And I apologize if you hear a lawnmower or something out there in my background. Buddy's been out there mowing his lawn for 3 hours. It's like 200 square feet room. It's the size of my room here. Man, just get her done. What are you doing? Florida was the other team, I guess. So we're not jumping out to the West yet. So Florida was also another really interesting one because they have the assets and potentially the cap space to bring him on board. And I got thinking about what the Panthers could send back to Buffalo. And Florida has some nice goaltending assets that they could send back. And I started to think about, okay, well, how does Buffalo get out of this? And I'm wondering if they did need to do another rebuild outside of Eichel, that they potentially start at the back end and move forward. That might be an option for them, and there may be some options in Florida. But then you look at Florida's lineup, and you see a lot of centers, and you see some conflict there. So they could make the decision and send some centers back to Buffalo, but still, I don't know if it's a perfect fit. But that's on the table. I like that theory. The next one is Colorado, so we're moving out to the West. The Avalanche if Eichel wants to win. Eichel is tired of losing. And I got thinking about some of the teams that it may not be a perfect fit. It may not be the best place to live. But what's the best potential to win a cup? And I'm thinking about Colorado, and I'm thinking about Vegas. And I think he would fit in well in both of those situations. Now, I worry slightly about his fit in Colorado as far as positionally. Same in Vegas. It's not really a perfect fit, but there's still there's opportunities there. So I'm half considering Colorado and Vegas, but I'm also thinking about Minnesota. Because Minnesota is a kind of a team like Ottawa in a way, where they kind of fly under the radar in the hockey world a little bit. But Minnesota has shown a lot of potential this year. They have a lot of promising young assets, and I think Eichel could potentially see a future there. It's a great place to live as far as a hockey fan. It gets cold there, so I mean the climate's probably the same between Minnesota and Buffalo. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that those are the teams probably on the top of the potential rumored list. Now that is all based on the fact that he could get traded. Okay, and he requests to trade, which could very well happen. I understand. But my opinion is that he is going to remain a Buffalo Sabres player. I don't think he's going to get traded. I don't think he's going to request a trade. I think this was a really good slap in the face of the Buffalo Sabres, and I hope it wakes them up. And I think that's going to happen, because what else can happen? Like, it can't get any worse other than trading him, and they just can't allow that to happen. So they have to give him what he wants. They have to try and make him happy. So I really think that Jack Eichel is going to remain a Buffalo Sabre. Now, it won't surprise me if he's not. Like, if he does end up getting traded, it is what it is, and I know I won't really be surprised, but I just have this gut feeling that he's going to be a Buffalo Sabre for a while. So, and I'm sure the Buffalo Sabres fans feel the same way. So I'll say this. Buffalo Sabres fans are probably one of the best fan bases in the NHL. You guys know I've said that in the past. I'm not a Buffalo Sabres fan, but I'm a fan of Buffalo Sabres fans, if that makes sense. So I really want to see the team do good. I don't necessarily cheer for them, but I have been rooting for them a little bit in these past couple of years because I'm just tired of them losing, to be completely honest. I like cheering for underdogs, and Buffalo is an underdog. But it's been difficult to cheer for them this year, and so whatever they need to do to get back on the right path, I'm fully on board, whether that's with Eichel or without Eichel. And there's a loyal viewer of the channel. I'm not going to say his name, but he's offered his opinion on Twitter multiple times, and I appreciate it. Even though I disagree, I appreciate the opinion. And the opinion was basically without going into detail, because I actually don't know the full story of the opinion. I've offered him to make a video publicly, and I'll watch it, but he blames the NHL for the Buffalo Sabres problem, and I have to disagree strongly with that, and I don't necessarily know the reasoning other than maybe a little snippet, but his little snippet was that why is the NHL not coming in and forcing I can't say it, the Buffalo Sabres owners out? And he's not wrong. Like he's not wrong in that sense that why was the NHL just standing by and allowing this franchise to just have such a terrible culture in it? And just a little stuff, like I think they had an alumni night where they brought back some players, they had a nice ceremony at the beginning of the game, and the franchise, the team, gave those players fake jerseys with their names spelt wrong on the back. It was something like that a couple of years ago. It was just, I don't know, just really embarrassing. So how does the NHL come in and force the owners out? And they can't. It's not up to the NHL. If I'm not mistaken, the GMs really control, or the owners of all the teams rather, the rest of the teams in the league. It's kind of like an old man's club. They really control the dynamic and the politics of the other owners. If they want an owner out, they can probably do it. But they're all kind of friends and stuff, so they're not going to force the Pigulias. I'm still trying. They can't. They're not going to force them out. So I don't think the NHL really has a decision there. And should they? Yeah, maybe. Maybe the NHL should come in and force them out, because I personally believe that the issue stems from the top, and the culture runs all the way down the team, and it honestly pisses me off. It's because it's not fair. It's not fair to the Buffalo Sabres fans. It's not fair to the general hockey fans who just want to watch Buffalo and want to see them do well, like me. Like, I live in Canada, and I cheer for the Montreal Canadiens. In a normal year, the Buffalo Sabres are in the same division as the Montreal Canadiens. Usually, I'm rooting for Buffalo to lose. But I'm still rooting for Buffalo to win in general. Like, I want to see them do good, so it's not fair to, I would say, just not even Buffalo fans, all the fans. Like, it's good to see the flow in the NHL. Have a team rise, have a team fall. The same thing. Look what's happening with the LA Kings and the Rangers and Chicago. And Pittsburgh has done very well to keep up their pace in the past decade. It's really impressive, but seeing these teams go through this cycle is part of the game. It's part of loving and hating a team. It's a love-hate relationship with every team. How do the Buffalo Sabres fans get an opportunity to love their team if their team is always at the bottom, if there's always drama from the team, if there's never any real constructive improvement or consistent improvement? It's very frustrating as an outside hockey viewer. I can't imagine what Buffalo Sabres fans feel, and I've said that 1,000 times on the channel. We've talked about Buffalo a lot on the channel this year, and I feel bad for Buffalo Sabres fans. I feel bad for the NHL because I think it casts kind of a poor light on the league with all the drama coming out of Buffalo, and I feel bad for Eichel. I feel bad for Jack Eichel, and I'm not really a Jack Eichel fan at all, but I feel bad for him because it's not fair to him to be treated kind of, there's clearly a disagreement, a big one. Think about how big of a disagreement you'd have to have with your team to publicly say what he said today. It speaks volumes. It's such a massive comment. It might seem insignificant, but you can just tell that he's so conflicted inside. And a couple of the other things he said is that, I'm still their captain. I have to think about that as well, but I got a lot to think about in the offseason. But he's so conflicted on the inside because he's trying to be the good person. He's trying to remain on the team and do the things that he's supposed to do. The kid's been doing that for the past 5 years or whatever it's been. He's been trying to do exactly what he's supposed to do, and it ain't working. So I think it's just to the point where he's had enough, and he's really considering his options going elsewhere. So him saying that publicly in so many words is one of the most massive statements from a player in NHL history. It might seem insignificant, but that was a huge statement, guys. That was massive. So I give full props to Jack Eichel. I like Jack Eichel more because he said this. I really do. I like him having I like him having the balls to say that. I like how brave he was to say that. Speaks a lot about his character, that he's standing up for himself. I like to see that. So yeah, tell me what you think down below in the comments section. Is Jack Eichel staying? Is he going to request a trade? If he's going somewhere, where is he going? Who do you think, or what team do you think is the best fit for Jack Eichel? And how do we fix this? How do we fix the Buffalo Sabres? How do we fix this culture? How do we fix the GM situation, or not the GM situation, the owner situation? It's nasty, guys. It's nasty, and it's unfortunate. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch this video with me. Even if you disagree with me or you agree, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button down below if you're new. Make sure you hit the like button, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Adios.